You've probably been told your hair loss is genetic, that it's outside of your control, that once it starts, there's nothing you can do but accept it. But what if I were to tell you that's a lie that's keeping you and most men stuck? Because the real truth is, you're not losing your hair because of fate. You're losing it because of hidden mistakes you're making every single day without even realizing it. And if you've been watching your hairline slowly recede, if you've been feeling less confident, avoiding photos, or panicking every time you look in the mirror, I know exactly what that feels like, because I was in that same place. I had a receding hairline, thinning crown, and shedding nonstop, and nothing I tried seemed to work. Until I stopped guessing and started researching to understand the real causes behind my hair loss. And once I fixed those, as you can see, my hair grew back. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you 4 hidden mistakes that are secretly killing your hair and how to stop them starting today, so you can finally begin your own hair regrowth journey. So lock in, because your ascension begins now. No matter how many people try to convince you of it, your hair loss is not falling out just because of genetics. Because even if you have genes for DHT sensitivity, even if male pattern baldness runs in your family, your scalp still has a choice: stay healthy or slowly shut down. But we're not taught this. We're taught about genetics and the inevitability of our hair loss. So of course we don't try, we just give up. And we never question the deeper forces that decide how fast you're gonna lose your hair, or whether you're gonna lose it at all. This is the silent scalp problem that starts most hair loss. It's the hidden issue beneath the surface. I'm talking about inflammation, tension, poor blood flow, buildup. All of this quietly weakens your follicles long before your hairline starts to recede. And when the scalp environment is unhealthy, DHT is gonna hit harder. Shedding is gonna increase faster, which will obviously lead to accelerated hair loss years earlier than it needs to. But once you learn how to fix the environment your hair is growing in, you can start to take back control, even if genetics are working against you like mine was. Because what I want you to know is that genetics may load the gun, but your environment is what pulls the trigger. So even if you are losing hair because of DHT sensitivity, you can do something about it. And I don't want you to think that I'm not saying genetics plays no role, because it does. DHT sensitivity is real. It affected me. All I'm trying to say is that it's not the full story, because there are many other factors that are influencing your hair loss. Just for one, if you have an inflamed scalp plus poor blood flow, how do you expect your hair to grow? On top of that, add on DHT sensitivity, which is genetic, you're basically cooked. Are you starting to see the picture here? There's also a concept that I never knew anything about called scalp tension, which contributes to poor blood flow. And in some men, chronic tension will actually start to restrict oxygen and nutrients your hair needs to grow in the first place. This is why using products that actually massage your scalp can actually slow down DHT-driven hair loss naturally. On the other side of the spectrum, you can have a buildup of oils in your scalp that are also blocking your follicle growth. So if you're using a poor shampoo or conditioner, or you're not washing your hair enough, that product buildup over time can lead to dead skin, and like everything else, choke your hair follicles and make it harder for them to grow. This is why exfoliating and detoxing can oftentimes help reopen your hair follicles for growth. But unfortunately, most men go through an invisible decline. They don't pay attention to these simple signs, because long before you actually start losing your hair will let you know that something is wrong. These are signs like itchiness, tightness, flakiness. If you have any of these symptoms, it's likely because something is wrong within your scalp. And if you don't fix that issue, it's just gonna get worse and could even progress into hair loss. This is why fixing the scalp early dramatically increases regrowth potential. So even if you're not losing your hair right now, doing the things I'm gonna talk to you about in this video won't only help you prevent current and future hair loss, but it will also give you healthier, stronger hair. This is why once you understand how much power your scalp environment has, you stop feeling like a victim of genetics. Because like I said, DHT matters, genetics matter, but they don't decide everything. Your scalp health, which you have control over, decides whether DHT destroys your follicles or whether your hair grows stronger than it ever has before. So now that you're beginning to understand the true starting point of hair loss, it's time to look at the second silent trigger. The one you're using every single day without realizing it's slowly making everything worse. Most of the damage to your hair may not even be happening in the mirror. It could be happening in the shower, in the food you eat, from the pillow you sleep on, because you could be using products that are killing your hair follicles over time. And the crazy part, you're probably using them every single day thinking they're helping you, when they're quietly making your shedding worse. So let's get into it. Now, most shampoos strip your scalp, dry out your follicles, and trigger inflammation, which makes your hair more sensitive to DHT and accelerates thinning faster than you realize. But once you start to learn what's actually inside these products and what they do to your scalp, you're gonna finally understand why nothing you try ever works and how to fix it starting today. So let's start off with harsh shampoos and sulfates. Sulfates strip natural oils your scalp needs for protection, which creates dryness, which leads to itching, and leads to inflammation. You do not want inflammation in your scalp because that's gonna make it extremely hard for your hair follicles to grow back. So what we wanna do is avoid having a dry scalp by avoiding the hidden chemicals that are wrecking your scalp. These are things like synthetic fragrances, which will again lead to scalp irritation and inflammation. Harsh alcohols, which bring micro damage to the follicles. Silicones that build up and suffocate your follicles over time. And along with the ingredients, you really want to try and avoid overwashing your scalp, because overwashing may as well be the same thing as using a harsh shampoo because it ends up destroying the natural microbiome of your scalp. I personally wash my hair 1 to 2 times a week because from what I've personally learned, daily washing makes my hair dry because it's stripping it of its natural protective oils. And when your hair is dry, the scalp barrier is weakened, which makes your hair more prone to damage and leads to chronic shedding. This is why you really want to start to understand the illusion of growth products. So you might want to look into the shampoo and conditioner you've been using. If it has a huge list of ingredients in it, it's probably not good for you. You want something that is natural and has a low amount of ingredients. And you also want to look out for falling into the illusion of growth products, because most oils, serums, and miracle shampoos don't really fix the root causes. They just cover up the symptom, which will not help you solve your hair loss. This is why what you use on your scalp matters as much as what you eat. Pay attention to what you're putting on your scalp. Once you start actually paying attention and seeing what the products you're taking could potentially be doing to your scalp, you can't go backwards. You can't unsee it. And you're gonna start noticing how your hair feels after you wash it, how irritated your scalp gets, how certain products increase shedding instead of reducing it, which is gonna allow you to start removing these damaging products and is also going to allow your scalp to finally get a chance to heal. But even with the right products, your hair can't grow if your body doesn't have what it needs to build it. And that brings us to the next mistake. The one happening inside, not outside. By the way, if you're tired of doing this alone, and instead of just watching transformation, you're finally ready to experience it, take the next step with my free ebook, Your Hero's Journey. It'll show you exactly which stage of the journey you're in and how to rise to the next one. And if you want personal guidance, you can always book a private session with me as well. You can find both links below this video. Your scalp can be healthy, your products can be perfect, but if your body doesn't have the raw materials to grow hair, it just won't. This is the hidden diet deficiency that halts your hair growth. The mistake you may be making without even realizing it. Understanding that hair grows from the outside while not recognizing that your follicles are built from the inside, from the nutrients, the minerals, the proteins, the fats you either give to your body or deprive it of. So when your diet is missing even a few key nutrients, your hair growth will slow down or literally shut off. Not because your body hates you or genetics, but because it prioritizes survival over appearance. And sorry to break it to you, bro, but you don't need your hair to survive. So if your body isn't fed enough, or it's not fed the right foods, it's not gonna waste energy trying to look good. But when you start feeding your body what your hair actually needs, you can start triggering growth again, sometimes shockingly fast. And the most obvious of things you need to build great hair is high protein. Because if your current diet is one that consists of low protein, it's very likely that you're gonna experience weak hair, because hair is made mostly of keratin, which is a protein. So when your body is lacking protein, it's gonna weaken the follicles, it's gonna slow your hair growth cycles. And if you're like most men, you may be vastly underestimating how much protein you actually need per day. So if you just take a little time out of your day to actually start tracking your protein, this is honestly an easy fix. Me personally, I try to get in 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want around 120 to 150 grams of protein in a day as a man. And once you lock in on getting enough protein, you wanna move on to the next step, which is the potential missing nutrients that may honestly switch off your hair growth. These are nutrients like vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, omega-3s, all play a massive role in healthy follicle function. Take vitamin D, for example. If you have a chronic vitamin D deficiency, like most people in today's society do, this will negatively impact your hair, trigger shedding, and stall regrowth. This is why taking a simple blood test at the doctor's to test for these type of deficiencies, they may honestly be your key to restart your hair regrowth. Or it could also be from your diet. More specifically, inflammation you're giving yourself from consistently eating junk food. I'm talking about seed oils, processed foods, and high amounts of sugar, which, if you didn't know, all negatively affect the scalp if you're sensitive to it. Because like I've been saying, inflammation, something you want to avoid, leads to even more DHC sensitivity. And more DHC sensitivity leads to hair loss. So if you're not eating clean, don't expect your hair to be clean. This is why, if you really are serious about regrowing your hair, clean eating could dramatically support your follicle health over time. Now, it probably won't be the thing that brings your hair back, but it will be the thing that strengthens your hair right now. And with all this, I really want you to start understanding that your internal environment really determines everything. What you put into yourself will be expressed on the outside. So if you have a good diet, that equals stronger roots, thicker strands, longer growth cycles. And if you have a bad diet, that's going to equal fragile hair, shedding, and stalled regrowth. Your hair is a direct reflection of your internal health. So once you understand what you put into yourself controls your hair, you're going to stop thinking of food as just fuel and start seeing it as one of your most powerful regrowth tools. Because when your scalp is healthy and your body is nourished, your follicles are finally going to have everything they need to grow again. But even with the right nutrients, there's one more force that can shut your hair off instantly. And this one hits deeper than diet or products: the stress cycle. And if you don't break that, nothing else will work. By now, you should be realizing that you can fix your scalp. You can choose the right products. You can upgrade your diet. But if your mind is stuck in survival mode, your hair will not grow because your body literally won't let it. I'm talking about the stress cycle that turns your hair off, the silent force that shuts down your follicles even when you're doing everything else right. And it's a bit unfortunate because we as men don't pay attention to stress. In fact, we're encouraged to be stressed in our society, which is why most men completely ignore this part. We're taught to just think stress is mental. But your body doesn't see it that way. Because if you're overwhelmed, anxious, or constantly on edge, your body is going to shift into protection mode. And one of the first things it shuts down in protection mode is hair growth. Not because you're broken, but because your biology is trying to keep you alive, bro. But once you learn how to break this stress cycle, your hair is gonna finally get the signal that it's safe to grow again. Now, why does stress kill hair growth? Because in short, when you're stressed, you have high levels of cortisol. Having chronically high cortisol is effectively gonna cause your body to send your follicles the message to go into rest mode instead of growth mode. And if you're someone who is really stressed, you've probably had several experiences of sudden hair loss. So that wasn't a coincidence. That was a sign telling you that you need to chill the fuck out. But obviously easier said than done. Because the main issue with someone who's chronically stressed is that they're usually stressed because of their lifestyle patterns, which are making it worse. These are patterns like poor sleep, overthinking, overstimulation, work pressure. It could really be any stressful situation. The point here is to understand that these stressful situations are not good for your hair because emotional stress inflames the scalp and the body through high cortisol. And this creates the perfect environment for hair loss. So what you really need to do here is calm your nervous system because your nervous system controls your follicles. And stress isn't just mental, it's hormonal, it's physical, it's chemical. It's not something you experience and has no effect on you. It's something that is literally affecting you every single time you feel it. So if you're oftentimes stressed, you need to take steps to start creating a safe environment for your hair to grow in. But you can do things like conscious breathing, taking a walk outside, actually removing the stressful things in your life if possible. Meditating might be something that really helps you. At the end of the day, if stress is a big factor in your life and you're also losing your hair, you need to figure out some type of stress management tool if you're serious about regrowing your hair. Although you might not realize it, being stressed out all the time does have a big effect on your hair loss. And now that you can see what's really been killing your hair, you're no longer fighting in the dark, bro, because you now know your hair loss has been caused by patterns you can actually have control over and fix. And once you fix them, your hair will stop working against you and start working with you. Because as I've been saying since the start, regrowth isn't luck. It's not genetics, it's alignment. And when you're aligned with your scalp, your routine, your health, and your stress, all sending your body one clear message, which is it's safe to grow again. Your hair regrowth is only a matter of time. And if you want a definitive guide on how to regrow your hair in just 45 days like I did, your ascension continues here.